everyone. I'm Ayse. My mentor is Kim Young, and I would like to talk to you about my artistic project. I took a different approach than most of my colleagues or peers. I want to present to you my vision for what I believe could be a part of architecture in the next 50 years, perhaps. When I was doing my research project, I was looking for a specific type of work that you wouldn't be able to identify with, that wouldn't be easy for you to see or understand, because I wanted to focus on this idea that I'm going to attempt to present to you today. So when I saw this picture, it's a work by Wang Shu, an architect called Wang Shu, and it's a piece of wall that he created for the Ningbo Museum. That I hit the jackpot because I think it's hard for everyone, or most people, to relate to, even the museum itself. I think that the architecture of today is perhaps focusing too much on the individual and the process of individuality and personality, and without relating it too much to the people in general. So I think this presents a problem because more and more people are being, maybe not just architecture, sorry, I think maybe the fashion of the entire world is kind of getting into this individualized place. I think it's a problem because most people, not most people, but some people feel estranged and feel alienated from others or what they believe the world is. So that's why, for instance, I had friends who they committed suicide because they felt like they just couldn't relate to the world, and I believe that this is not something irrelevant. I think this happens everywhere from Japan, Turkey, China, United States, United Kingdom. I always meet with people who have great ideas, very creative people, especially artists, but I think they're estranged from the society. And I think architecture could potentially not solve the problem, but help this notion. So I'm here today. I would like to present a vision rather than some sort of specific type of work. And I specifically picked Wang Shu because you won't be able to. I feel like you won't be able to relate to it, like maybe Frank Gehry's work or whatever. Today's most architecture examples would allow you to relate to. So this work, it struck me because it's about, these are all pieces that were part of a city that was demolished to be able to create something new on top of it. And that city was a very ancient Chinese city. And what Wang Shu did, he won the favor to build a place on top of this place. So instead of doing something industrialized, what he did was he collected all the demolished parts of the old brickwork and all this kind of the structure, and he basically put them in an artistic way and presented it as a museum. And what's striking is that hundreds of old people came to this site and just stood in front of the walls for hours, just trying to identify what piece belongs to their, demolished houses. I think this could hold the key to creating a sort of type of work that we could tie to the past and to the future. What I feel also a problem with today's architecture is that it's all very momentary. It's about, maybe it's great for capitalists and they can earn more money, but I think it causes a problem because we lose this idea of perpetuity, which comes from the Latin word perpetuus, It means continuing throughout. It means something that has a life throughout a long period. And when we lose the perpetuity aspect of any work, I think most people would find it hard to relate to this work. So then I went ahead for this particular project. I went ahead to selected this work by Wang Shu, which was inspired by the inkstone that ancient Chinese people used. It is hard. This is the model of it. It would be hard to relate to, which I think works to my advantage because I don't actually want to, identify with this work. I would just like to focus on each side of this work, namely the north, the east, west, and south. Starting from the north, he made this elevation and completely covered that side of the building, and he put a big tree there to shield it from, literally from the road, but also from any sort of this idea of entry, or to create this. So it's like a starting of a story of some sort. And then for each side, he put holes on each side for ventilation and for light purposes specifically. But this also creates a sense of communication that, a sense of communication. And he utilized hundreds of these little marble pieces to create this sort of ancient looking work that also relates to the culture. And for the south bit, he placed it almost like floating on top of a reflecting pool that you can see the image of it. And without going into too much detail of it, what he's trying to do is, I believe, he's trying to create a sense of story. So he uses storytelling techniques from his inspirations, from his beliefs of, some ancient Chinese traditions. And he also, so as a result, his works might not be refined in the sense that what we define refinement in terms of modern architecture, but I think it relates to the past and it opens up to the future. And I think that's an important factor in analyzing today's architecture and how we can improve it to relate to more people and to connect societies. Thank you.
Very nice vocabulary. It's really a great presentation. One question.